not guilty verdict. This heathen gunned him down, man, in cold blood. It wasn't another man that he gunned down. He unalived a child. This brother was, what you say, Yanazar, 14 years old, man.
Concert, and he shot him in the back after chasing him like a block.
Yeah.
And how you get away with that, man?
Yeah, how do you get away with that? I got
Salakia,
queued up. Go ahead, brother.
Salakia, sir. The system is designed against us. Like all of these nations, the scriptures say these nations are confederate against us.
Right.
You know, and our problem is
go there. Go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Let's go there. Salakia.
Yeah, okay. Like I was saying, our problems is
Hear the hunger in my voice. They used to tell me to speak up. The problem wasn't what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just won't change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion. It's tradition. It ain't fashion. It's no action. They make threats and it's still passive. I think massive. No respond. That's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots. I'm cinematic. I ain't average. I'm an overthrow fanatic. I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first. That's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons. In the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the goal. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling lost, still in charge. I don't make them follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You can focus on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now. I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna be the lesson. Y'all out here looking like fools. Home truth, I ain't never had to choose. I'm trying to get beamed up, man, I try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fools. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, I try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fools. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look.
city eyes. It's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Beers taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Shall become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans through a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn this childhood to a ghost town. Poke us out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantula. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
All right, this is Rooted Speech, man. We got Captain Tower in the building. Yeah. So, Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Rooted Speech, man. Listen, I break it down right quick, though.
Don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine. Big glow, I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small cats. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not inside of my conglomerate. Wreck like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect. Pay homage that I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designing charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, no Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Off my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting fouled, shooting like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's U.P.K, not a part, but together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Hey, Shalom, Israel. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we have been teaching the truth according to the Bible, that blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You understand? You know what I mean? And we back in here again for another Brotherhood class, man. You know what I'm saying? One more Brotherhood class, one more time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Lathan Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. Just, you know what I mean? Welcome y'all back in here for one more Brotherhood class, man. The water for y'all checking in. You know what I mean? So, see, I got the young man Larry in here, you know what I'm saying, checking in from Mobile, Alabama, Most High in Christ. Get that brother a hand, you know what I'm saying? The water out for checking in. Got Sister Tora checking in. Tahora checking in. Most High in Christ for that. Shalom, sis. Y'all was smart thought about some shot. You know what I mean? Welcome y'all to class, man. Listen, if y'all have any questions, before we get started, go and throw them in the chat. We'll answer your questions tonight. If not, I'm going to go into my topic. You know what I mean? And we're going to cut the class. We won't be too long tonight, man. I got a couple things I want to talk about for brotherhood, you know what I mean? Just to strengthen the brotherhood here in the, here on the earth, man. You know what I mean? How do we strengthen the brotherhood throughout the earth? You know what I mean? That's what we're going to talk about. We got to learn from our mistakes and learn from the things that's going on in the world. You understand? Junior, turn it down. You know what I mean? We got to learn from the mistakes of our brothers and learn from the mistakes in the world and learn from the things that these oppressors are doing to us in this earth, man. That's what we got to do, and that's how we're going to learn to be brothers, man. But before we get in, hey, Shalom, sis. Y'all was small thought about Shimmy. I was shy. Good to see Sister Rock'n'Ma checking in from the slavery. You know what I mean? Definitely, man, I want to give a shout out for y'all coming in, but give y'all a minute to type your questions in if you got any. Other than that, I'm going to go on and I'm going to go over 2 stories, man. 2 stories, and I'm going to be done with it. You know what I mean? Let me get my first one up. I think I want to go to Ecclesiastes 7:7. I think that's what we're going to start off at. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Now, if y'all remember, last week I told y'all you need to start having this physical Bible with you. You know what I'm saying? So I did my part. I got my physical Bible. Started bringing my, you know what I'm saying, the physical pocket for everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Y'all need to make sure y'all got your physical Bibles, man, so you can flip through these pages and know where everything is when you, you know what I mean, when you studying, or if you're a brother and you want to be in the school, you coming out the camp, you better know what these scriptures are, so you ain't got to go to the table of contents every time to learn where a book in the Bible is. You understand what I'm saying? But tonight we're gonna start off. I think it's Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 7 is where I want to go to first. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7 first. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about what's going on in the earth, man. You know what I mean? It's like, it's good. Hey, Shalom, y'all was smart about Shimmy out shot. It's good to see you here. The water for checking in. Again, if y'all got any questions, throw them in the chat. We get to them right away. You know what I mean? Ecclesiastes chapter 7. I think I want to, yeah, chapter 7 and verse 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7 is where we're going to start off at. I'm about to say that June's iPad, but them the real police out there, you know? That's the real police riding by right there. That wasn't his iPad. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, so what's going on in the world? What's going on in the world that's got all of our people that we should be aware of that our people may not be paying attention to? I know the world talking about Jay-Z right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about Jay-Z. Everybody talking about how he done got a fro now and he done got his dreads out. And now he's, you know, I guess he's, I don't know. He's, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a hot topic, right? And because took them dreads out of his head and he did that show and he was dissing the Roots and dissing all these other folks, he's a hot topic. But who really cares about that? You know what I'm saying? Who really cares about him dissing the Roots? And who really cares about that when you got stuff like this right here going on? You know what I'm saying? Who really cares about that when this is going on in the world? Let me know if y'all heard about this story right here. I gotta add it to the screen. No, it's on there. Let me know if y'all saw this story right here. Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all saw this story right here. About a 14-year-old was wrongly accused of theft and was unalived. You give me a 1, you heard about the story. Let's see if y'all got any ones coming in. We ain't got no ones coming in yet. If y'all seen the story, man, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know, man. Shalom, y'all about to y'all Shabbat Trooper Kadar, Zion coming in. If y'all heard about the story, give me a 1. If you didn't, put a 2. You know what I'm saying? I need some interaction with the people here on the comment section, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if y'all peeping the story or if it's new. You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. All right, so we're going to go and read the story, and we're going to dip into it a little bit. It says, shop owner who killed a 14-year-old he wrongly accused of theft is found not guilty. And this happened in South Carolina, man. This happened in South Carolina, man, not too far from here, man. And if you don't really know, man, before I came into the truth, I thought South Carolina was like on the other side of the world. And I was like, y'all ain't really in the South. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, because in the South, growing up, South was Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, right? It took me coming into the truth and meeting some brothers from South Carolina to realize, oh, these brothers just like us. These brothers country too. You know what I'm saying? These brothers real country. They sound just like they come from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? They sound like they just come from us. You feel me? And that's what that's all about, right? So this happened right here in South Carolina, man. I do want to show the comments on stage. So let's read this and let's kind of dig into this a little bit, man. It says, a South Carolina jury on Monday found Rick Child not guilty of murder after he fatally shot a 14-year-old black boy in 2023 whom he had falsely accused of shoplifting from his convenience store. And that's crazy. That's crazy. But they found him not guilty of murder after he fatally shot the 14-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? The 14-year-old boy in 2023, yo. This happened not too long ago, man. You know what I mean? That they unalived this brother in 2023, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Let's read this real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7 says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. This oppression that we are under, this brother being unalive and not getting justice for his family is oppressive. This is oppressive. What is the definition? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. What is the definition of oppression? Somebody give me the definition of oppression. Ben, what does oppression mean to you? And y'all in the chat, type in the chat, what does the definition of oppression and what does it mean to you? Type that in the chat. Let me know what y'all say about that. Okay, you guys speak up. Oppression. We're talking about oppression. What is the definition of oppression? Hold on. Not really. I ain't gonna give you that one. Go ahead. It's close to it because we're talking about the hurt. Because oppression, is oppression positive or is it negative? It's a negative thing, right? So I'll give you the hurt part. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. What you got to say? A little bit more than that. I get it's a little bit more than that. It's just that not having access to basic needs. Definitely that. Definitely that. That's definitely a part of it. That's definitely a part of it. But that's not all of it. That's definitely a part of it, though, sis. Most High Christ for that. I'm gonna give him a hand for that. You know what I mean? See? I see it. So that's a part of it. Anybody else? Somebody else got, what is the definition of oppression? What does oppression mean to you? Because we say it all the time. What is oppression? Let's talk about it, man. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. All right, I'm gonna give you the definition. This is oppression, right? And I'm gonna give you the Merriam-Webster because I like Merriam-Webster. That's what I grew up on. Like, that's the dictionary. If you want to define a word, go to the dictionary. Merriam-Webster is a good dictionary. Oppression is the unjust or cruel exercise of authority or power. It's also something that oppresses, especially in being an unjust or excessive exercise of power. Another definition is a sense of being weighed down in body or mind. They give you a synonym like depression, right? These are all excellent definitions of the word oppression, because that's what oppression is. It's unjust or cruel exercise of authority or power. So when we say these oppressors are the devil the Bible speaks of, we're talking about these people that are unjust or cruel and use their power or authority to oppress and hold my people down and hold people down in general. But we're the main culprits of that power. You understand? We the ones that are oppressed in this society, and we the ones that suffer in this society the most. These blacks, Hispanics, and natives who are the chosen people of God. You understand? So when we read a story like this, it talks about an oppressor, right? And we're talking about how oppression making the wise man mad, right? That oppression makes wise men mad. Men that know something, men that have some wisdom, it makes them mad. It makes them crazy, right? Mad is old English for being crazy. It's for, you know what I mean? It makes you out of your right mind, because that oppression is what does that. That oppression makes you a little bit more angry. It causes you to stand out on the corner and yell and scream at the top of your lungs that blacks have been mistreated in this country, in this society by these people and need to have justice. Oppression makes you stop wanting to celebrate Christmas, stop wanting to celebrate these holidays. It makes you stop wanting to realize that this oppressor is the devil. You know what I mean? That he's not just some magnanimous creature that is so nice and benevolent to us. That's not who this oppressor has been to us. This oppressor has been a terrible power on us. You understand? He's been terrible on us. You understand what I'm saying? This oppression makes us see that we need to live our life differently than how America has had us living. You understand? Because oppression maketh the wise man mad. And we're going to keep going on that. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. You reading with me? I know you ain't. It says, oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. A gift destroys the heart, man. Listen, man, you got to realize that that gift can destroy your heart because it makes you feel like, it makes you see this oppressor as not the oppressor. It makes you see him as that benevolent creature I was just talking about. It makes you see this oppressor as something other than what he is, which is a devil. It makes you think that he gave us, here's a story for you, right? I was just reading an article today to talk about they're expanding WIC to higher income people. And that gift can destroy your heart if you allow it to. Instead of realizing that this oppressor is still the devil, even if he allows more people to get WIC. I hope he's opening it up to everybody. Everybody should be getting WIC. Nigga, we all broke out here in America. Everybody's broke. Everybody needs help. Why you only open it up a little bit? That's what I'm saying. That gift would make you see, okay, I can finally get WIC now, but what about everybody else? But if you don't think about these things, you miss these things. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it's important that we pay attention. We realize this. And Shalom also Marah, Yahbashim Yahshua Barakatah. If you got anything to add, I'll go and throw it in the chat. I'll bring it up. Why is it only showing? No sweat. So let's get back to the article. Let's get back to this article. Mr. Child, 61, here we are right here. Mr. Child, 61, shot Cyrus Carmack Belton in the back on May 28, 2023 after chasing a teenager, believing he had stole four. Give it a minute. There it is. Believing that he stole 4 water bottles from the Express Mart. He shot Cyrus Carmack Belton in the back because he stole 4 water bottles. You understand? That's why we tell y'all you can't be stealing. Number one is wrong to steal, right? You shouldn't be stealing out the store. That's not good. But number 2, the stealing, you see what happened if you steal in the wrong place. You see what happened to you. You understand? What you gonna say? You trying to say something? What you saying? To my not steal. That shall not steal. 100%. Good job. Thou shalt not steal. No, that's right. Go ahead.
Why do you not eat pork?
You know why I don't eat pork. You just said it the other day.
Because God said so. And you got it of the word of God.
You say it again. Say it again.
God told you not to, and you died in the word of God.
That's right. That's right. Good job. That's why I don't eat it. 100% correct. Because the Lord said so. You understand? All right. But this is why we say don't steal, because you don't need to give them a reason, a cause to have them do anything to you, right? Bro said facts. Don't give them a reason to be evil. 100%. He's 100% correct. Because when you do, you're giving them cause to do something like that, which the best way to not be in a situation is not be in a situation, right? If you can not be in a situation where you're getting accused of stealing, you know what I mean? Don't be in the situation. So that's what we're talking about, all right? Let's keep going on the story. Y'all can see it. Most High Christ. So he said, after he had stole 4 water bottles from the Express Mart Shell station he owned in Columbia, South Carolina. Mr. Chow also said Cyrus had pointed a gun at his son, so he had acted to defend him. Now, this is wild, right? He acted to defend him, but he shot him in the back. That's not really defense. Your self-defense is out the window once you shoot somebody in the back. That you cannot get self-defense anymore. The shooting drew national attention and roiled the community in Columbia, where demonstrators gathered outside Mr. Chow's shop after the shooting. The prosecutor in the case, Brian Gibson, said in a statement on Tuesday that the verdict has brought out strong emotions from our local and national communities. Listen, I was saying out here in the story a little bit more. Y'all was listening to some other people talking about it earlier. They said that that he ran 30 yards. He ran 30 yards. He was chasing him down for 30 yards to shoot him in the back. Do you know how long 30 yards is? No.
30 yards means like if the bees out there, it will be like dried out.
How long is a football field? You know how long a football field is? 100 yards, right? You look at a big football field, that's 100 yards. You look at a third of that, that's how far he chased him. A third of a football field and unalived the brother and shot him in the back. You understand? All because he tried to steal 4 waters. You understand what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about when we say oppression make wise men mad. Something like this, and now he's being found not guilty. That's a terrible story, a terrible situation. You understand? All right? Hey, see what that AC is on right there. It's on the other side of the wall right there. What number you should? Bring it down, hit it 3 times. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. Let's keep going. It says, while I am disappointed with last night's outcome and continue to believe that Rick Child's actions were not justifiable, I respect our criminal justice system and the jury's decision, said Mr. Gibson, South Carolina solicitor for the 5th Circuit. Listen, man, this is a terrible story. This is one of those stories that never is something that sits well. But what do we take out of this story? What we should take out of this story is that we should not be aligned with these oppressors. You know what I mean? We should not be aligned with these people, and we should only be aligned with our people. If we got to go to work, we go to work, handle our business, do what we're supposed to do the job you've been instructed to do. And after that, when you leave out of there, you align with your people, man. Nobody's telling you got to hold hands, but we're telling you that you got to align with your people. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 says, align. So like, come out of her, my people. You understand? Come out of her, my people, for the day of the child. You understand? We got to come out of this place and realize that we got to gather together, man. It's like you. We got to gather together. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 since I chopped that scripture up so bad. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 real quick. And we're going to read this. And I want y'all to see how important it is, man. How important it is to gather with your people. If the Lord tell us that we're supposed to gather, we got to do it, man. You know what I mean? Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Give y'all a minute to get that. You go to Matthew and go back 4 books. You get to Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, man. This is why it's important that we gather together, man. We got to gather together because we have to realize that these oppressors, these people that mistreat us, we cannot align ourselves with them. We can only align ourselves with our people. Imagine if you didn't have to go to a Shell station that's owned by an oppressor and get your waters from them. You understand? Maybe you could talk to the store owner and he would have some mercy on you. He would be able to show some kindness to you and give you some water if you needed it. This brother obviously is in a sense of need. If he had to steal 4 waters, I don't even know if he did that. But that's what this oppressor is saying that he did. You understand? He had to steal 4 waters. Maybe you should just give him 4 waters. Maybe you should just look out for him. You understand? You got it? Maybe you should just help the brother. But I don't expect that from our oppressors. I don't expect that from these other nations. You understand? We should only give our love to our people because those are the ones that need it, man. You understand what I'm saying? These brothers and sisters out here that's being disrespected and hurt in the ghettos and the barrios are the ones that need our love. They need our help. They need our assistance. So we should give it to them. You understand? So we should give it to them. Whenever they need it, we give it to them. If you got it to give, you give it to them. Go ahead. A reaction is what happens when somebody does something. The reaction is what that person does in return, right? Like for instance, if you have a bad attitude or you're being disrespectful, I'm going to tell you about that. You understand? If you're being mean to your sisters, I might pop your hand, right? That's a reaction. That's my reaction to what you've done. You know what I mean? That makes sense? You sure? So anyway, let's keep going. So this story, I think y'all get the gist of the story. It's not much that we need to dig into, but we got to realize that these people are our enemies and that we have a community amongst ourselves. You understand? We got to realize that we have each other to depend on, and we should depend on that, right? And when we depend on each other, I'm gonna go to this other story about Aiden Holloway. Anybody know about Aiden Holloway? Have y'all heard about Aiden Holloway? Type in the chat if you heard about Aiden Holloway. Give me a 1 in the chat if you heard about Aiden Holloway. Aiden Holloway is a basketball player for Alabama, man. You know what I mean? I think he was, Alabama. Aiden Holloway was a basketball player for Alabama. If y'all heard about this story, let me know, man. Let me know if y'all heard about this Aiden Holloway story, man. I think it's a good one to bring out just to talk about. Again, this is Brotherhood Class, right? This is the Brotherhood Class. And as I always say, we got to love each other, but you also have to love yourself. You got to love yourself and know that you shouldn't be smoking weed. You shouldn't be popping pills. You shouldn't be whoring yourself out. You shouldn't be whoring your daughters out. You shouldn't be selling drugs. You shouldn't be buying drugs. Go ahead. You shouldn't be sleeping with a lot of people. You understand? We're gonna talk about this after class. We're gonna talk about this after class. You got a girlfriend? We're gonna talk about that after class. But no, you're correct, John. You're right that that you should not be sleeping with a lot of people. And if you do sleep with a girlfriend, and if you do lay down with her, that you stay with that girlfriend. You understand? What a lot of people out here do is that they get a girl, sleep with her, and leave the girl. You understand? But that's not what we do. As men, that's not how we do. You understand? We have a different way to live. And the same for you. If you get a man, thank you. If you lay with a man, that's your man. You can't lay with nobody else. You understand? So you got to be very careful about who you choose to be with. You understand? Hold your question. What's your question? We'll talk about it after class. But yeah, so this is Aiden Holloway. I don't see anybody responding in the chat, but let's go and get into Aiden Holloway. Alabama's Aiden Holloway entering second chance program to dismiss drug charges. Now, again, like I was saying, this is an Alabama basketball player, and I give you the gist of the story. This brother got caught with drugs. He got caught with marijuana, got caught with pills, and he had to, you know what I'm saying, he had to go to prison. He had to go to jail. So and now he had to fight this case. You understand? And he's going to suffer because of these decisions that he made. Let's read a little bit about it and let's see what's going on. Alabama basketball's Aiden Holloway has reached a plea agreement and will enter a second chance program. Can you see that, Ben? I'll zoom in a little bit. Go ahead. No, but I want Betty to read this though. Let's get a little bit bigger for her. That's too big, man. All right. You're going to read that Alabama basketball, Aiden Holloway. It's coming up. Give it a second. Read that when you got it. Read it.
Alabama basketball.
Aiden
Holloway has reached a plea agreement and will enter a second chance program for 2 drug charges, according to court documents.
That's right. That's right. So he's going to enter a second chance program for those 2 drug charges, right? A second chance program is what they give you for trying to give you less time in prison, when they want to give you a way to get out of prison, a way for you to, you know what I mean, to lighten your penalty. But that's not available to everybody. You understand? You gotta have money, you gotta have good lawyers, you gotta have good support to get that. The majority of brothers that get caught with a drug charge, they going to jail. You know what I mean? Hopefully they get a second chance program. Hopefully they get good behavior. Hopefully they get these things that kind of lighten their load, but the majority of brothers don't. You understand? Keep going. Abide. $1,300. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, you go. Mm-hmm.
50 hours of
Community
service work,
Mm-hmm.
passing
Mm-hmm.
random drugs and alcohol screens, and more.
Mm-hmm.
If he completes all requirements of the program, this case will be dismissed.
Right.
The program is
Yep, you got it. Anticipated
to last 6 months.
That's right. So he said if they do the program if he does this, right, he paid the $1,300, does the 50 hours of community service, pass random drug tests, he does all of this, the case will be dismissed. And the program is anticipated to last 6 months. You understand? Let's drop down to this, right? March 16th.
On March 16th, just days before the team was set to play in the first round of March Madness.
March Madness is a big basketball competition. It happens in March. Go ahead.
Holloway's apartment on 30th Avenue East in Tuscaloosa was searched by agents with the West Alabama
Narcotics
Task Force.
Mhm.
During the search, agents recovered a total of 2.1 pounds of
marijuana.
as well as a rolling tray of
And
packaging things.
right. So they found 2 pounds of weed in his apartment, 2.1 pounds of weed in his apartment, and he had that, and he also had some more stuff in there too. He had some prescription pills in there too, they said. So, and they was gonna give him they was trying to give him trafficking. But this is the thing, right? At the end of the day, it's best just not to smoke weed. Don't sell drugs, don't smoke weed, don't do the things that you're not supposed to do, right? These laws keep us out of trouble. These laws of God keep us out of trouble. Not eating pork will keep you in having good blood pressure. You understand? You won't have high blood pressure if you don't eat pork. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't smoke weed, if you don't do drugs, if you don't sell drugs, you won't have to get arrested by the police. If you don't unalive your brother, you won't go to jail forever. You understand? If you don't sleep with whores, you won't get STDs. It's just a fact of life, man. These laws keep us out of trouble and they keep us in a good position. That's why the Bible says they will be for our wisdom in the sight of the nations. Because we don't have to worry about getting STDs. We don't have to worry about baby mama drama. We don't have to worry about high blood pressure and cancer and diabetes if and only if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? If we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we have nothing to worry about. But we've been confused and we've been put on a path by this Christian church that tells us that we don't have to keep the laws, that the law is done away with, that the law is now was a teacher, it was a task, it was a what they call it? I can't remember what they call it. They call it like it was like something that just took you into the New Testament, and now the New Testament is here, and the Old Testament is done away with, and you don't have to follow it anymore. That's what your Christian pastor says. Your Christian pastor tells you that we don't have to do that. Well, he's a liar. You understand? Yo. Not yet. What's up? I was in my phone, man. Get out my phone over. But yeah, so this is what we're talking about, right? We're talking about keeping these laws and being having wisdom in the sight of the nations, right? Being responsible. Like why we don't celebrate Christmas, right? Again, why we don't do these things is what keeps us out of trouble. Not doing these things gives us the wisdom and keeps us, you know what I mean, in the right spirit. Yes, you don't do that. So that's why we have to make sure that we don't celebrate Christmas, don't celebrate Memorial Day, don't celebrate Easter, because it takes us, because by doing that, we are giving our spirit and giving ourselves into this country and giving it to this nation. By not celebrating this, we don't have to suffer the things our brothers and sisters suffer by unaliving so much on Memorial Day, unaliving so much on July 4th. I can tell you right now, July 4th is coming up next month. There's going to be a lot of unalivings going on that weekend. That weekend is going to be a lot of unalivings and it's going to happen at your July 4th barbecue cookout. At your neighborhood barbecue cookout. That's going to happen. If you go celebrate July 4th, you're going to be unalive. That's what's going to happen. I don't have to, it's like I got a crystal ball. You know what I mean? I am a priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's why we don't do these things. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. You got it. Where we at? Yep, Holloway. Yep.
Holloway reportedly told agents that he only smoked marijuana.
That's good. Keep reading.
Marijuana and did not sell it. But Alabama law
Contraband.
weighing at least 2.2 pounds could be eligible.
There you go.
For drug trafficking charges.
That's right. 100% correct. Good job. Good job on reading that, Benny. Good job. So because he had that amount of weed, he had 2.1 pounds. But if he had 2.2 pounds, he could have been eligible for drug trafficking. But he told him that he was not, and he's just smoking weed. That's what gave him the eligibility to be a part of that second chance program. I mean, I don't have to keep reading the story. I think y'all get the gist of it. Don't smoke weed, don't do drugs, and love yourself enough to keep yourself to a certain standard, to hold yourself up to a culture that makes you better. You understand? That's why we in the I.S.U.P.K keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Commander Junior YAHANNA has Most High Christ for Commander Junior YAHANNA for doing and holding this truth down so I could get it and all of us can get it. You understand? I'm able to teach my children, and you are also going to be able to teach your children what we're supposed to be doing according to the Lord. That we're not supposed to be celebrating what's that called, man? Now I'm thinking about what's the Kwanzaa? That's the thing about Kwanzaa. Yeah, see, y'all don't know what Kwanzaa is. Most High Christ for that. Most High Christ for that. That's what I'm saying though. Like, we're not supposed to be celebrating these days. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be celebrating what the Lord has established. We just kept the closing of the Feast of First Fruits on Sunday. That was what we're supposed to be keeping. For 49 days, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to confirm this. But for 49 days, we ain't even supposed to be doing work. You know what I mean? We ain't even supposed to be going to work for 49 days. The Lord has these days set up for us so we can enjoy life. These Christmas and birthdays, these days oppress us because now I got to spend my money on you and give you $1,000 for a gift and knowing that you ain't going to appreciate the gift. You know what I mean? I got to spend $1,000 on my children for Christmas to make sure they have a good Christmas on top of paying the bills, on top of, you know what I mean? On top of feeding them all the time, on top of keeping them clothed, on top of making sure they got somewhere to go to school, on top of making sure they got somewhere to do all their extracurriculars. Christmas is not set up for us, man. That is set up to oppress you. The days the Lord give us life. You know what I'm saying? And give us life more abundantly. All right. Any questions, man? Y'all got any questions? I don't see no questions in the chat. Water for y'all rocking out with us, man. I appreciate it. So you had a question. Didn't you have a question a minute ago? Do you remember your question? So what happens after that? Well, let me tell you something, young man. That's a great question, actually. You know what I mean? Because basically the root of what you're asking is what happens after we die, right? Well, let me tell you something, bro. What happens when we die? There's not a place that we go to hell with a pitchfork and there's a devil that stabs you over and over, right? That's not a real thing. That's an imagination. There's not a place that you go to in heaven and there's clouds and there's little babies playing harps and what them things on their head? They got halos. They don't have halos. You know what I'm saying? That's not a real thing. That's an imagination. So let me tell you, I'm gonna answer your question. So what happens when we sin, when we die? What happens is we go down into the ground, right? You die just like Papa. You got lowered down into the ground. His spirit goes back to the Most High, and he comes back on this earth and lives out his judgment. You understand? Like Angel, right? Angel went to the sky, but the difference is Angel will come back. Just like Papa, he will come back. You understand? When you die, you will come back. And the life that you live today, right now, is what you will, the reaction you will get when you come back. You understand? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to think about your life though. You got to think about the life that you want to live, and determine if you want to live. Determine if you want to live a life that's pleasing to God, or do you want to live a life that's not pleasing to God? Because when you come back, you're going to live the judgment of those actions. You understand? You're going to get are you going to get a good life, or are you going to get a bad life? If you want a good life, you have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? That's the only way it's going to happen. Otherwise, you're going to come back and it's going to be in a much worse situation. You understand? Maybe. That's something we can talk about later. But you understand the question, though? You understand the answer? All right. Most High Christ. You got a question, baby? You're going to ask about the boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff, huh? All right, no sweat. Well, the bottom for y'all rocking out. I'm gonna get these security announcements up. If y'all have any questions, throw them in the chat. As I get these security announcements again, I will answer your questions if you have any. As I get these security announcements up. You see a piece of paper on the back of that board over there? Check quickly, please. See if it's a piece of paper. Is it a piece of paper on the board? No piece of paper. All right, no sweat. All right, thank you. No, don't worry about it. All right. No questions. These are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months period the brother and sister will get selected. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. It means a tenth in the Hebrew, or ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department or a teacher. Priest fund is a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we got the feast of the blowing of trumpets. I can't remember the date. I'll get that to y'all, but we got a couple of months before that. Y'all stay tuned to the Facebook page. We're going to do that. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, we say Admachim, which means to stand. Israelite, Admachim. Admachim Shabbat. Admachim. Barak, Yahweh Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shabarak Atah, Yajamatah. Sister, turn to the sister. Sister, stand. Men of Israel, I must. Now you good? You can keep it there. You can do that. Men of Israel, I must. Men of Israel, I must. I must Shabbat. I must. Barak. Yahweh Shema Latah Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yajamatah. Class dismissed. Good job. I'm not sure.